Question 2 says calculate the minimum distance from the circle circumference to the x-axis. Now, they did two things for this question. I'm going to go through the last part first just to explain and then tell you why they did the first part. So, for the last part, we had recently calculated a line that goes through our center, and this line had a gradient of 1/2. And we can also calculate another graph that goes through our center, but is again perpendicular to the radius, right? So we're looking for BC. So not BC in this case, this line, right? Which is going to be then perpendicular to our diameter or radius, therefore it would have a gradient of -2, and it's passing through the point 5. So let's calculate that graph. We have y is equals to -2x plus c. Substitute in the point 1 and 5. 1, 2 minus 5 plus c, and we get c is 11. So we have a graph of y is equals to -2x plus 11. These two graphs meet at our center. So if we equate them, we would be able to calculate where our center is. So we would have 1/2x plus 1 is equals to -2x plus 1. If we take that to the other side, we would have 5/2x. And if we take that to the other side, we would have 10. And we go ahead and multiply both sides by the inverse, multiply both sides by the inverse, and we will get that x is equals to 4. Then, using one of the graphs, we want to calculate the y value. Let's say y is equals to 1/2, 4 plus 1, which will give us 3. So the center is at 4 and 3. We want to now calculate our radius. So the radius would then be the distance, and let's say the distance between that point over there and P. So that would be a change. So this is our x, a change in x, minus a change in y, and that would give us the square root of 5. So that is our radius. Now, the shortest line will exist where the graph goes, or let's say the line goes straight from the center to the x-axis, right? And the distance between the circumference, right, would be just this part over here. Now, this distance from there to there is 3, according to the y value of our center. And that distance from here to there is our radius. So it's the square root of 5. Therefore, the minimum distance would be 3 minus the square root of 5. You can also write it in its decimal form, which is 0.76. Now, in the beginning, you will see that they calculated the value of B by letting y be equals to 0. 0 is equals to minus 2x plus 6, and therefore x was 3. B is 3 and 0. They're saying that if you made the assumption that the longest or the minimum distance will exist then between that point and that point, and you calculated the distance formula, they would give you some mark. Still using the distance formula between that and that, they will give you some mark for that, because it is a point on the circumference to your x-axis. So if you use this for your distance formula, then they will take away 2 marks from the assumption that you have made.